So thank you so much, Dr. Boyd. Yeah, it's been a couple of years that we met at the Health and Fitness Chamber of Commerce, I believe, and we hung out for a while. And when you decided to open your new facility, and you sent out a broadcast message saying, hey, does anybody want to come down and check out this new place? I think I was the first one to come down there and say, wow, this is a great place. Yeah, sign us up. We want to support you and we want to be a part of your new location. And we've been there since day one and have loved every minute of it. We look forward to making that a continued part of our growth and our success. So just very, very happy to be a part of it. Happy to be a part of your Zoomathon today. And a lot of our colleagues, people who are in our program, are a part of your program today. So we're really, really excited to be a part of it. So thanks for that invitation. And today I wanted to bring a program to everyone called The Power of Storytelling in Marketing. And before we actually get to that, I like to answer a question that I get like almost every single time that I speak in front of a group, because people come up to me and ask, my goodness, I just really want to know, what's your background, your heritage? Where did you come from? And I am quick to let everyone know that I was indeed born in a very poor agricultural community in Central America. It's true. Iowa, for those of you not familiar, Iowa, Central America. Yeah, that's where I was born and raised. And you know, it was a great place, Iowa, a great place to be from if you're corn or snow or a tractor. So in any event, it was a great place to be from. And I'm going to actually start sharing my screen here. We're going to pop up my my slideshow, and I want to share some images from my youth. But I don't think I got my screen shared just quite yet. And it's not letting me. So
okay, it should be.
Try that again. Let's see.
Doesn't say. Oh, there you go.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay, but we want to get the right one up there. Are we seeing the power of storytelling and marketing?
No, it's like a file. It says mail business applications.
You want me to show up? Look.
There it is. Power of storytelling.
Oh, okay, that's right where it's supposed to be then. The power of storytelling and marketing. As Seth Godin says, it's not about the products or services you make or sell, it's about the stories that you tell. So,
hey, Al, it went away.
It left the screen share.
Yeah,
it lost it.
Went back to the there. It was doing fine, and then
well, let's try again and see if that works.
I love technology.
What are we seeing?
Okay, a picture of family.
Okay, you would think that would be family, but so you see me standing there holding the tree up. Is that it?
Okay, that's you.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that is me holding up the tree. Literally half the person that I am today. And that's right. That is me, half the person I am today. That's the Grundy County, Iowa 4-H Council. And we were at the county council retreat, and I had a chance to spend about a week in the woods with, that's me right there. And I got a chance to spend a week in the woods with Denise D.D. Billerbeck. Now, she was the reason that I was on the County 4-H Council. She was, can you remember back to when you were a teenager? Okay, for the guys, you can remember the hormones, and for the girls, you can remember fighting off the hormones. Okay, so we can all remember that, right? This was 1974, Northeast Iowa, and I became the president of the County 4-H Council. Thanks to Denise Dee Billerbeck asking if I was interested in becoming a part of the 4-H County Council. And without even thinking, I said, yes, 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 I want to be a part of that. Well, I didn't realize that to become a part of the 4-H County Council, I had to stand up on a stage in front of 350 people and give my campaign speech. And I just was nervous as could be, but that was my first foray into public speaking because, well, Denise, all right, that's why I did it. And one thing led to another. Before I knew it, I was the president of the county council. I was on the area council, I was on the state council, and part of my responsibilities was going around to schools and churches and libraries, community centers, and speaking on behalf of the 4-H program. Between 1974 and 1977, my 2.5, 3 years in high school, I spoke over 200 times throughout the state of Iowa. But this county council retreat in 1974 was pretty phenomenal because it was at that retreat that I learned a lesson that would serve me well throughout my entire life. And we're going to talk about that lesson in just a little bit. But before we talk about that lesson, I want to share some information about this man right here. His name is Amos. Now, Amos is from the Great White North. And if you know anything about Great White North, I'm talking about northern Minnesota. And northern Minnesota, there's lots of trees, and that's where Daniel Boone came from, and that's where all these great lumberjacks came from. And as you can see, Amos was a lumberjack. In 1895, Amos was in his early 20s. You can see he's a strapping young man. And Amos found a delightful young lady. Now, I don't know if her name was Denise Dee Billerbeck or not, but she had the same impact on Amos as Denise had on me. And Amos took her for his wife. And before he knew it, she was pregnant with his first child. And Amos realized that he did not have a job. He did not have a source of income. And Amos wondered where was he going to be able to find a job to provide for his wife. So he went to town, he went to the livery company and said, "May I have a job so I can provide for my new family?" And they said, "I'm sorry, Amos, we have no work." Amos went to the mercantile company. "May I find some work here? May I sweep? May I stack boxes? May I help out and find a job to provide for my family?" And "We're sorry, Amos, we just don't have any work." Amos looked all over town and could not find work until someone suggested he go to the outskirts of town, go to the lumber camp. And Amos did. As a last resort, he went to the lumber camp manager and says, "I am newly married. My wife is with child. Do you have some work?" And the lumber camp manager says, "Amos, by chance, yes, we do. You look like a strapping young man. Show up here at 8 o'clock Monday morning and we will put you to work as a lumberjack." Amos went home and told his new wife, and she was so excited that he had found work. Now he was going to be able to provide for his new family. Amos shows up at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, and the boss hands him a brand new axe and says, "Amos, go out and start chopping down trees." And Amos, with great enthusiasm, goes out into the woods and starts chopping down trees. At the end of his first day, comes back in and says, "Boss, I chopped down 17 trees. The boss, with a great look of amazement, says, "Amos, no one has ever chopped down more than 15 trees. That's amazing. Congratulations. Come back tomorrow. We will see you then." Amos comes back on Tuesday, chops down 15 trees. And while it's not as many as he chopped down on day one, 15, that's still the record. He's pretty doggone happy. Amos comes back on Wednesday with great enthusiasm and chops down 13 trees. And Amos is a little bit tired and frustrated because he's not chopping down quite as many trees, but comes back the next day on Thursday and chops with great enthusiasm and chops down 11 trees. And Amos is now beginning to get a little bit tired and sore and with calluses on his hands. Amos wonders what is wrong, but comes back on Friday with renewed energy, enthusiasm, and he is bound and determined to get back to that new record of 17 trees. And Amos chops and chops and chops and comes in at the end of the day having chopped only 9 trees. Amos, dejected, walks into the boss's office and says, "I must hand you my tools and my resignation, for obviously I am not cut out to be a lumberjack." The lumberyard manager says, "Amos, before I accept your resignation and your axe, let me ask you, Amos, when is the last time that you sharpened this axe?" Amos says, "Sharpen this axe? What are you talking about? I have had no time to sharpen this axe. I've been so busy chopping down trees." Well, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you sharpened your axe? When's the last time you sharpened your storytelling axe, your communications axe, your budgeting axe, any of your professional skills axe? You see, Abraham Lincoln, who was known as a rail splitter, who knew his way around an axe, when he was asked about chopping down a tree, he said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." You see, it's not about how hard we work, how much energy or enthusiasm we bring to the task. It's about how sharp we stay with our skills and our tools. So the lesson that I learned that day at the county council retreat was the importance of telling stories, of making a difference in how we present ourselves in the marketplace. You see, most every product, most every service that is offered to the marketplace today is really nothing more than a commodity. The difference is in us. The difference is in the way you and I bring that product or service to the marketplace. It's how we choose to make the difference. We are the unique selling proposition. It's our story that makes the difference. So I challenge you to think about what your story is and make that story unique and take that to the marketplace. I've written a book called The Power of Storytelling in Marketing. If you would like a copy of that, an e-copy of that, I would be delighted to put that in your email box. If you would send me a quick note saying book or book please, or please send me a copy of your book to al@aljensen.com, I would be happy to respond by sending you a copy of that. You can see that, whoops, right over my shoulder. Let's get the, yeah, right there it is. And I'd be happy to do that. In the meantime, I'm going to stop sharing. And if anyone had a question or two, I would be happy to take that.
I'm just talking to myself. I was like pushing buttons.
I do that all the time myself. So.
And wondering why no one responds. My goodness. Well, I'm going to just give you continuous plugs. You're talking about your book and storytelling, but you have a lot of additional wonderful services that you offer here at the training center. And I'm always into, you know, let's give a plug for what's going on at Philanthropreneur Center. So tell us some of the other programs, because all of them, to me, sort of work together in terms of what's happening.
Oh, yes, you are absolutely right. So our company is called Next Stage Communications. And our mission is to work with aspiring and emerging speakers to help them become more effective communicators. from the platform as well as from Zoom. And what that means is we want you to be able to develop your signature speech, your storytelling skills. We offer programs ranging from $37 a month to help you get an opportunity to practice your story, to practice your signature speech, all the way up to one-on-one hand-holding coaching, where we sit down with you and work on the subtle nuances of your programming. Just whatever it is that you need, from developing your message to developing your business model, your book. We have a publishing arm of our company called To The Point Publishing, where we can help you write your book and get it published inside of 90 days, to finding stages for you to get on, to just whatever it is you want or you need to do to find a story, to find a stage, to promote yourself as an expert in your field. So that's what we do. We would be delighted to speak with you about how we can help you, regardless of where you are in your speaking journey. Rank amateur, never spoke in front of a group before, to someone who has spoken many times and you just want to take it to the next stage. So we're there for you.
I know our next speaker is on deck, but I wanted to do just a real quick screen share, if it works for me again, you know.
So Victoria, while
Yeah.
you're doing the screen share, Al, tell us whatever happened to Dee Dee. Someone else asked that question.
So 2 years ago, I went back to Iowa and I had lunch with Dee Dee, and I said, Dee Dee, would you be so kind? And she actually filmed a segment, and normally I would pop that segment up, and Dee Dee does about a 90-second film segment. Dee Dee got married. She's got 3 kids. She's got 6 grandkids. She still lives on a farm in Iowa, and she's just doing great. So we've kind of stayed in touch over the years. She stayed on the farm and I couldn't get away from it fast enough. So, but she's a delightful human being, and I'm glad she's still involved in agriculture and 4-H in the same county that we grew up in.
Fabulous. I hope people can see my screen right now. It says I'm sharing my screen. In alignment with what Al was talking about, I published a book called Wow'em in 2016, 4 years ago. Or was it 14? I don't know, several years ago. And I guess I was a little bit ahead of the curve, but it's about maximizing training. And so what we're going to do is start offering here at the center the ability to not only improve your speaking skills, but I will be teaching the educational part, because I'm an educator. And so it's building content that is educationally and content driven. He'll help you with the speaking parts of it, and then you'll have the opportunity to actually record your training or your presentations right here at the center. My book will be published or released, its 2nd edition, on July 1st. The programs are already in place. They'll be on our website. Just have a few more details of all the benefits, but just wanted to get this in, that this is available. We're taking signups now. I'll be posting it in social media and through our next newsletter. So be looking for the new release of the book, Wow'em, Wow'em Webinar Secrets from the Wealthy Teacher. And that's me. But we have a lot of great programs going on for presentations, educational training, and speaking platforms here at the training center. So I will stop sharing that. I want to thank you, Al, for such a wonderful and value-driven presentation, because what we're doing today truly is about storytelling. Everybody's on a platform telling a story, no matter what it is. So you are at the crust or the apex of what has to happen. I'm going to thank you again. I'm going to stop this recording, and then we will resume with our next speaker, which is Sherry Scott.